I'd just like to start my exit with solidarity greetings to people in Newport who are fighting.
Is the petition over there?
Down there. And there's one there.
Charters Bureau. And this evening is a reflection on the small scale of what we saw in Turkey not so long ago, where big business wanted to come in and demolish a park, create space for the shopping centre, while Debenham is doing Newport. So, absolute solidarity to those. I'd also like to thank Cardiff and Cardiff Trades Council for inviting me to speak today on behalf of Youth Fight for Jobs. Now, comrades have mentioned last Sunday at the Tory Party conference, Cameron announced his one policy during a 27-page speech, which is aimed at helping young needs that's not in education, employment or training. His proposition was to slash benefits for under 25s and to introduce an option, work or education. At a time when options for young people in society are few and far between, this one isn't really a beacon of hope. Cuts in education, there were over 20 courses cut at Newport University last year due to the merger with Glamorgan and other universities in Wales. The rise of tuition fees is £9,000 a year, and by the way, those cuts are mainly in the arts and subjects related to the arts, which reflects the Tory ideology that they want young people to go and they don't want them to bother with things like the arts. We're not good enough for that. We have to go and learn how to be the next workforce in the next factory. And how they can actually, see that through to the end when there's no jobs in society, over 1 million people unemployed at the moment. EMA cuts in England, EMA has been scrapped in Wales, and it's taken a beating as well, where it's a lot harder to qualify for any money at all. So kids from low-income families find it harder and harder now to go to college, as well as to gain access to higher education afterwards. And all of these cuts obviously put more and more strain.
I think he thinks he's got an assault rifle.
Finding it harder and harder to deliver the quality education that they do. So when he's talking about work or education, well, education to me seems to be more and more inaccessible to working people. I've been watching this programme on Sky for a laugh called Harrow, a very British school. It's about this public school where kids go there. There's £30,000 a year tuition fees. They have the whole world in front of them, there's business connections all across the world, all the activities. Well, that just isn't an option to 99% of the population. That's only an option for the 1%. And Cameron wouldn't know anything about the 99%. Cameron went to Eton. He's from a background like those that go to Harrow. Over on to, unemployment. Like I said, over 1 million youth are unemployed, and that's with next to no prospect of finding a job, especially with a lack of job experience. People who have had no job experience since leaving school find it even harder to get a job than those who have. I'll use Morrison's in Bargoed as an example. A new Morrison store opened in Bargoed a couple of months ago. They had over 2,000 applicants, and out of those 2,000 applicants, a couple of hundred people got part-time jobs, and just 20 people got full-time jobs in that store. So when you talk about big business coming in and creating jobs like they're trying to do in Newport to justify the Charters Bureau going, well, you've got to ask how many jobs are they going to create. What we need to see is the nationalisation of those businesses. We need to see them put into public ownership and run by the people, the working class. And still on the theme of unemployment, I mean, in most cases, the best you're going to get, if you're lucky enough to get it, is a 0-hour contract. Now, these contracts, which are being used more and more, it was discovered that 90% of Sports Direct staff are on 0-hour contracts. RCT Labour Council are talking about introducing 0-hour contracts. We've spoken to them, to people on the streets in Pontypridd, where in the Muni, 0-hour contracts are being used, in health work, in RCT, home care, to be specific, 0-hour contracts are being used. And all that's going to do is provide more and more cheap labour for the bosses. How can somebody who's perhaps leaving school looking for a job find a 0-hour contract how can they know that they're going to have enough money coming through the door every week to move out and get their independence, to do anything, to learn to drive, which is very expensive now, anything. How can they be guaranteed, and on $6.19 an hour in most cases, by the way, which is over £1 less than the living wage. So that is, one of the things that Youth Fighting Jobs has really been campaigning against in Sydney is the use of 0-hour contracts. And I think that it's more than just about getting a good job. 0-hour contracts used to undermine and undercut every single gain that we have won as a labour movement. They undercut holiday pay, sick pay, minimum wage. They undercut so many things, and we can't allow them to be crept under the door. We have to fight them, or we're going to see everything that we've won rolling back. So I think that is a point of the struggle which we really need to be focused on. Now, at the Tory Party conference, Cameron and Osborne put forward another suggestion. They want under 25s to, work, if they've not found a job after 2 years and they're on job seekers, they have to then work for their benefits. Now this again, like 0-hour contracts, is just another way of providing cheap labour to the bosses, while young people are at the short end really, where young people are still going from trying to find a job to make a living and to get a start in life, with jobs which just simply aren't out there. Also, that is part of the mass expansion of the workplace that they're introducing. So really, it's not the lost generation. It's not that they won't work. It's just that they can't work because of all these attacks. I've lost my place. Sorry. So, what I also want to talk about really is, how are we going to fight these attacks? And I don't think that, to be honest with you, I don't think we can wait 2 years. I don't think that voting in the Labour government is going to change anything either. I think the only thing we can do is build a mass movement of the working class around the call for a 24-hour general strike, which would really put it to the Tories and really set them shaking in their boots. I think that could, has the potential to bring down this government. And also really to move on the momentum and the fight back against austerity in Britain. Because what is our future for young people if we don't start fighting now? We could be like Spain, where 50% of young people are unemployed. That could be our future unless we take action. So I'd encourage everybody to go back to the unions and raise the idea of a general strike and put pressure on their unions to name the date, really. You see the RMT, the PCS and the Prison Officers Union, all of these unions are at the forefront of this demand, and we need the rest on board. We really need to make this happen. They talk about a day of mass disobedience in November. Well, what better way of showing mass disobedience is there than a 24-hour general strike? Yeah. I'd just like to finish by saying I think we should also start looking towards the future. I envision a future where rather than the anarchy of the market, which you have in the campus, you have planning, you have a future where people receive what they need, and based on the planning of the economy, and that's the future that I call socialism, and I think it's worth fighting for. So solidarity, and thank you to everyone who turned out today. Woo!